I don't know if you paid attention to that question that was posted in the group. I know Anton posted about how we need to focus more on our health, get ourselves in shape, stop making excuses. Just go ahead and just get it done. And then that was an incident where some people felt like it wasn't that easy. So that brought up this point: are we fat shaming, or are the people just making excuses? I'm guess I'm trying to get at is like, how do you motivate people?
Right.
There are some people that just get straightforward to the point. Make it happen. There's no excuses. There's people doing it every day. Then you got some people that want to be, babied into losing weight, babied into living a better, healthier life. So we're just trying to break that down. Like, what are we doing here? Is it fat shaming, or are these people just making excuses?
Well, when you're humiliating someone, right? When you're humiliating someone and you're over criticizing, that is fat shaming. Absolutely. But that shaming doesn't work. It doesn't motivate people. So like if it depends on what your goal is. Because if the goal is to really help this person lose weight and to really like educate this person on what you need to do to lose weight, then that's probably not the best approach, because like people need to be motivated and people need to feel confident to make lifestyle changes. You have to be confident in who you are. Like, you're not gonna make a lifestyle change if someone is criticizing you for the very thing that you're trying to change, because what you're going to do is go right back to whatever you used to cope with food, right? So like if that's your coping mechanism, if you eating and that's what you do, you're going to go and eat and do the same thing if somebody criticizes you and somebody bad talks you. So humiliating someone is not, to me, the best approach. Not saying that post was humiliating. I think it was more of a motivation. And I think some people took it as offensively, which I don't really understand, because I did reread it. And I thought it said fat at first. And I was like, oh, it didn't even say anything about fat. Like, I'm the one who said fat, right? Because I read overweight and just assumed. But I do feel that obesity is on the rise. It's a very important topic. It's something that we need to address in the U.S. for sure. And it's kind of picking up in other countries too. People are, obesity is huge, so it's not just about being overweight. It's about like tackling this, national issue of obesity, and really just being conscious, people being conscious about making different lifestyle changes and health changes. So fat shaming to me is like this whole body positivity movement around, obese people is something we need to discuss. But I don't believe in fat shaming. I think that it's the wrong approach.
Tawana, I want to ask you this: do you feel as though it's the way people are perceiving it?
No, I think that some people's approach is fat shaming. Like, I think people are
So?
No, I do think that some people are motivating. I've had coaches that are very motivating, that, let you know, like, hey, you need to, like, you can't eat these foods. These foods are, bad for your health. And they approach things, they educate me, like, let me know, like, I've been through this entire, trying to lose weight, trying to be healthy. And I'm very conscious of my health. Like, so I think that it is some approaches that people are just trying to make you feel humiliated about who you are and how you look and your body image, and try and make you feel bad. And I don't agree that that's going to help anybody feel motivated to change.
Anton, fat shaming, or are these people making excuses?
It's 100% excuses, bro. Like, I don't know how it's shaming by saying exactly what it is, bro. Like, if I'm 100 pounds overweight and I say, or listen, if somebody come up to me and say, Anton, you're 100 pounds overweight, and then I get sensitive about it, like, because I don't want anybody to point out the thing that's very obvious and true, it's not shaming. It's, Anton, you overweight. And look, people always, it's so funny because people always say these things like, oh, you need to motivate people to do it differently, or you need to need to be a little bit more sensitive, approach it like this documentary that's on Netflix. Well, go watch the documentary. It's on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a ton of them on there that's going to make you feel better about yourself. And then you can go and, who was that guy that used to wear the short shorts and he had the afro, the light skinned guy? and he used to do the exercises.
Richard
and
Simmons.
Yeah, Richard Simmons. Like, you could go watch a Richard Simmons video and, you know, he'll say great things about you and your posture, even though he's not really looking at you and all of that. However, like, a fact is a fact, bro. And if somebody say, Anton, you got hair on your head, it's not hair shaming. Like, the only reason we attach the shaming label to any specific thing is because we don't like it about ourselves. And so we attach that specific label, and the overwhelming majority of the time when people having these conversations or they point out something specific or they say, yo, this is not good. It's not good to sleep with a lot of men because men don't like that. Oh, so you slut shaming. It's like, no, like the overwhelming majority of the men that I don't know like women sleeping with a lot of men. We can have a conversation on whether or not we think that should be a societal norm or not, but you sleep with a lot of men. Like, that doesn't change the narrative. So just because you attach shaming to something to try to enable yourself to continue to do whatever you want to do without feeling any type of way about it is not how society works. We live in a society where other people are present. And when I have to get on a plane and, you know, you didn't want to buy 2 seats, then it's an issue when I have to sit in that middle seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not comfortable, and I should not have to be uncomfortable so you can feel better about yourself. That is the absolute truth.
Hey, Nix, reading these comments, I guess we're using the wrong terminology. It should be body shaming instead of fat shaming. So how do you feel about body shaming, or are they making excuses?
I don't know. I mean, I don't care. In all honesty, I mean, hey, you like it, I love it. Like, if that's something that you feel comfortable with, because this is all from within. If you feel comfortable in your look, and I think what we talked about, confidence and things like that. If you're confident and this is the look and the person that you want to be, own it. Now, if there's an issue as far as you feeling self-conscious, feeling, depressed about it or unhappy about your look, then it does go back to the accountability piece where, like, all right, well, it's just a matter of you kind of sacrificing how bad do you really want it? What is your look? But I think the body shaming thing, or just switching back to, if we're just talking about just fat, like who defines the standards? Because I want to say, like, that varies by culture. It varies by country. And, folks eat. And you know why folks eat? Because everything is 24 hours. I mean, we're not that old that we don't recall when there wasn't a time when everything was not 24 hours. You could buy food all day, all night long. So then you want to come back and say, like, oh, no, you're eating too much. You're giving me everything that I want whenever I want. So the thing is, like, hey, as a society, we can't say, like, oh, no, that's not too much, but yet we're providing the opportunity for you at the same time. I think it goes back to the accountability, because, I mean, it all depends on what type of look you want. We have the BMI, the body mass index of what's your body mass are you supposed to have if you're a certain age and of a certain height. But, somebody else will probably say, like, what, according to, like, European standards, or, according to some, like, more traditional, historic, non-applicable way of looking at weight right now. So I don't know.
Because I had a personal trainer. He was like, according to, like, that BMI chart, I was supposed to be like 125. He was like, but, like, do you really want to lose all your, like, curves, and, like, do you really want to, be 125? I was like, no, so, like, that was,
you could look like how you looked in high school or something, but who wants to look like a teenager?
Hey,
so interesting.
I mean, for me,
go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, it's not really like the body. I think the whole point is us being healthier, us eating healthier. Like, a lot of times, and I know somebody's going to say, well, skinny people have diabetes, skinny people get sick. I just think that us being aware of what's going on in our body And you can't solely take what the doctor says to be true, you know, because that's why people get second opinions from other doctors, because some doctors may be wrong, some doctors may be right. And in case you guys didn't know, some doctors have certain beliefs. Some doctors believe that at the age of 32, you should check your prostate. Well, some doctors say you should wait later. So I just think that we shouldn't overdo it. And a lot of times, a lot of people are just overdoing it. They're just eating whatever. And in life, we have choices. And just because it's out there, don't mean you have to take it. So if it's bad for you, I think we need to eat in moderation. I think we need to eliminate some things. I think we got to understand that they don't really care about our health. We have to ultimately care about what's going on, what's going inside our body. All they is trying to make money off of us, and we just keep getting no money. They're gonna keep coming out with new shit.
But then, like, to me, I look at the two things differently. Weight and healthy, to me, are two different things. So that's the thing that historically we've always looked at them as being two and the same. To me, those are two different focuses: healthy versus being at a certain weight. There may be somebody that's 120 pounds, like Tawana mentioned, and very unhealthy. So both physically and mentally unhealthy, you know.
But
so
Phoenix, weight is a factor in health. It's not two different things. It's a contributing factor or an evaluation that needs to be taken in consideration when you're evaluating whether or not somebody is healthy. It's not the only thing, but I disagree in that it's two separate things. I don't think that it's two different things, bro.
It's just something you can see right away. Like, you know, hey, someone's overweight. And so like that can cause other issues. I understand what you're saying, but it's a difference between letting a person know, hey, like this weight that you're carrying around is unhealthy, versus like shaming a person because of their size or how they look.
What is shaming? What is shaming?
Humiliate.
Can you give me an
Okay,
give me an example. Give me an example. And I'm not talking about a little kid example like middle school. I'm talking about real grown. Everybody in this group is grown. Like, give me a real grown up example.
I could give you just a summation of that. Let's say you overweight, right? And the thing is, when you're overweight, we automatically associate somebody with overweight as being lazy, smelly, not taking care of themselves, sloppy, don't care about themselves. And that's not the case at all, because then how do we define overweight? I'll use myself as an example, right? So, and Jay, we went out a few weeks ago and we joked about this. The thing is, I'm 240, right? And the thing is, based on me being 5'11", I don't look 240, but I'm 240. So technically, oh man, you weigh too much. But I do eat healthy. Like today, all right, I had some kefir, had some salmon, salad.
Wait. What is kefir?
Yeah, what is
kefir? Kefir. I never heard of kefir either.
Kefir is a form of I guess it's not yogurt, but it's not milk.
Oh.
So it's almost like drinkable yogurt, but it's not necessarily yogurt. But it's supposed to have the level of cultures in it, because the cultures in like Greek yogurt, that's what makes Greek yogurt different from regular yogurt, where it doesn't have as much sugar, but the amount of cultures in it is what the healthy part of it is that you take away from certain products. So the thing is,
well, I was told dairy wasn't healthy.
I
was told dairy wasn't healthy for you.
Well, it's the cultures. That's why I'm saying, if you think about like how you think about the cultures that's in it, the cultures are good for you because they have nutrition in it. So the thing is, like you mentioned, JR, it's all about how we doing in ration. It's not like I'm just eating dairy products all day long. You know what I mean? It's balanced with everything we do. But I think it goes back to what particular look we want. So somebody could say, like, based on weight. So Anton, like you mentioned, that it is a variable. But then if we really just draw the line at weight, like, oh, well, shoot, that means all of us overweight according to these kind of more traditional standards.
But the question still comes back, B-Nix. Do you feel like you need to drop weight?
No, I don't.
You don't feel like you need to drop any weight at all?
No, and I gained it. I want it to be this weight. So the thing is, for me, I'm good with. So that's why I think it goes back to the confidence thing. If I am eating healthy, not like I'm sitting around eating burgers all day long, gyro cheeseburgers, fries with mild sauce around the clock. That's not the case. It's not okay. We all eat starchy foods at times, but the thing is like I still eat healthy. So I have my one cheat day.
Well, you can eat healthy, but the question is, are you healthy? When last time you went to the doctor, you got a physical?
Right.
Actually, I got one on the 31st.
And that's what I was saying.
Everything checked back good?
Every year.
I said it's on the 31st. It's on Monday.
Okay, well, make sure you give us those results because a lot of times we can eat healthy, but you got to be consistent.
Well, yeah, I mean, going to the doctor don't mean like automatically you go to the doctor. Oh, that means I'm healthy because I go to the doctor.
Hey, JR, you want us to share our medical results?
But
Yeah,
no,
we
no,
need to bring
no,
it back. Like, because I
but-
went to the doctor,
but-
like
but
going
what-
to the
but
doctor
what-
doesn't automatically equate health.
But I think what JR
I think that
is
240
saying,
too heavy, man. I think that 240 too.
According to whose standards, JR?
but that's what I'm saying though. But no, hold on. But that's what I'm saying though. Just because, and I'm not saying that you are or you aren't, right? I respect you for using yourself as an example in order to illustrate and bring out whatever point that you were trying to make. But from a general perspective, right? Our perception of ourself is not entirely accurate. Just because we think we awesome, and again, I'm not talking about you specifically, B-Nix. I'm just talking about overall, like our community. Just because we have a perception of ourselves that I'm awesome or I'm fine or whatever, that don't mean that that's entirely accurate. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why we have specific, and I mean, you can literally go and look at whatever the ideal circumstance is, whatever, because our bodies and our knees, and we have hip replacements and all this other type of stuff when we get older. A lot of that stuff can be solved by the amount of weight that we're carrying on our bodies throughout our lifetime. So it's not just about how we see ourselves in the mirror. It's not just based off of the fact that I ate specifically good for this amount of time. It's what are the real measurable variables that I can use in order to determine that I can live as long as possible and the best, like I'm still walking when I'm 90 and all of this other types of, like, that's the conversations that I think that should be had. That's not being had because the only thing that we care about is making sure that people feel validated. I don't feel like somebody is being a great friend to me if they're not being real and telling me the truth about myself when they know I can do better. Like, my friends and the people that I surround myself with empower me to be the best version of myself. And that includes my physical characteristics and things that I can change just by doing the right thing on a daily basis more consistently. So I'm just saying that why are people absolutely so sensitive when it comes to certain things that can actually help improve the quality and the value of your life if you do things differently?
You know why I think so? Because
it's
like an attack. It's like an attack. So, like, for instance, if maybe a plus size woman, she posts a picture and she's feeling very beautiful and she looks amazing, and people say you look great, there's always going to be somebody like, you need to lose weight, you too fat, you need to do, and like, why?
But maybe she don't look great though.
Okay, but maybe she does look great to some people, and you can't say that because you're not a certain size, you can't look good. And
but what I can say is
body shaming. That's the body.
No, it's not, because what I can say is because you chose to put that on social media that includes comments, dislikes, and narrative from both sides. It's not, because you got to take it. You put that out. It's like this show, right? We having these conversations, and we can't say you can't criticize us,
right?
Because you're shaming us. You're show shaming. Like, you can't do that. Like, it's out there for everybody. And if we choose to participate on a specific platform, that means that we got to take it from both sides. If you choose to make it public, you choose not to share it with just your private friends, you're inviting comments from everybody. And you can't just say, oh, I only want to see the good comments, because you got to get it from both sides. You can't get sensitive about it.
That's not the purpose. Go ahead.
But also, this speaks to, like, unfortunately, this societal idea of beauty, right? That you got to be at a certain look, a certain height, a certain skin tone. And if you are an outlier, then guess what? You are shamed indirectly. Because low key, JR just did that to me right now. This fool had like an issue with the fact that I shared that, I'm 240. Like, oh, that's too much. Like, according to who? Like, because JR said it was too much. Oh yeah, what JR said is too much. The thing is, for one, brother, it's about approach. And for two, it's like, the fact is, like, just because I'm a certain weight, that does not mean that I'm now unhealthy. So see, it's make shit binary. It's like, if you're not this, then you're that. If you're not healthy, then you're unhealthy. Like, the thing is, it's not binary, and all of us have different body makeup. So the thing is,
you don't think he was being a good friend by saying that to you?
Huh?
You don't think he was being a good friend by being honest
No.
about?
Oh, he was being shady as hell.
He was
But the thing is, to
terrible
the
friend.
point of the
Terrible
topic we're
friend.
talking about, this is why people have issue with what we're talking about, because there is the low-key shade that whether it's through conversation, whether it's through social media, like you mentioned, Anton, we have this idea of what weight you're supposed to be according to what. And if you're not at a certain weight, that's why I say you're right, Anton, where it is a variable, but it's not the outcome. Because you're at a certain weight, that means you're healthy. Because we've seen it. We see this while people have bulimia and go through anorexia, where they're mentally unhealthy, because the fact is they think like, oh, I am 120 and I'm 55 years old. That is not the normal weight they should be at. So I mean, it to me it's very.
I feel like people just taking it too personal. I think that in the biggest scheme of things, I'll give you an example. The actress Monique, she says she started my health because she didn't want to become a burden on her family. And I can actually kind of relate to that because my grandmother is actually going through a lot of complications right now.
Sorry, y'all.
And no, it's fine. She's going through a lot of complications right now. And due to that, it's harder to try to move her around because of the weight. I'm not saying that it's her fault now, but if we're able to try to get ahead of it before we get older, I think there's a benefit to it. So it's not saying that like 240 is okay now, but in the event as you get older and older and you keep putting on more weight, or you can't control your weight and it just gets out of control, if you develop a sickness, because face it, our bodies are not perfect. It's not made to be running at 100%. And we are going to have certain things we experience throughout life. And in the event that happens, are we prepared to be able to fight through it in the best shape that we can? So when we say these things about just go ahead and start making excuses, just go ahead and get to it, we're really trying to motivate. But people just take things so every personal. And I that's something that I don't get. I don't take things personal. So if I said at 240, just take the good out of it. Okay, maybe so 240 might be too big.
I got a better scenario, right? And it is very relevant to what's happening today. You got this whole COVID-19 thing, right? And it disproportionately affects and even kills people that are less healthy, that are overweight, that have complications as it relates to everything that comes along with being overweight, right? People that are diabetic, so on and so forth. It's in your best interest to live longer and not succumb to this virus if you're in the best condition possible, which includes being at an ideal weight. It's in your best interest. So if I say, yo, so on and so forth, or you need to lose weight or whatever the scenario is, like, it's in your best. I'm not benefiting from it. That's not shaming. That's you getting to be and live the best life possible and enable yourself to survive through stuff like COVID-19 as a result of not having the complications that come along with being overweight. I don't know how people.
But nobody calls that shaming. Nobody calls that shaming.
Yeah, and I look at that separately too.
Yeah, nobody would ever say that you're shaming someone for saying that. The shaming when an overweight person posts anything, or they let's just say they walking down the street, because I use social media, so I guess we're stuck on social media. I'm saying with somebody walking down the street, and then I hear people being like, "Yo, fat ass. You a fat bitch." Like, that's crazy. You don't have to fat shame people. You don't have to talk shit about people just because they're not a certain weight. And that's the problem that I have. I don't care about us stating the facts that obesity is the rise and the cause of diabetes, heart disease. A lot of people are dying of heart disease and diabetes all the time, every day. And so we do need to talk about how weight is affecting that. But when you talk about someone's body and you say someone doesn't look good because of a weight, and when you try to criticize a person because they're not a certain size, that's when the body shaming comes in. And that's why this whole body positivity movement is coming to place, because people feel like they have to be confident in who they are, because it is a long road.
That is trash.
And also I
It's a
still
little
say the weight thing. I think we're focusing on it. Like, see, this again, a level of privilege. We always look at weight as an issue when there's a level of gain. So I just mentioned earlier about folks that's anorexic and that's bulimic. So now all of a sudden that's also a weight issue, but then it's not viewed a certain way. It's still viewed in this pseudo way of beauty when you're underweight. So the thing is, we only care, or it becomes an issue like, oh, such and such overweight, so they're not healthy. So if somebody's underweight, it's like, oh, well, that's fine. You know, and that's the thing. That's why people have bulimia. That's why they force it's the mental part, because people get caught up into this mindset of thinking they have to be this certain weight to be at an ideal of beauty. Some shit is it's unhealthy to be at a certain weight also.
You can't use the counter narrative to debate the point that you're trying to make.
Yes, he can.
It's both ways, man.
Wait, let me tell you why.
The same thing you're talking about weight gain, it's also with weight loss.
That's right.
Okay, let me tell you why though. Those are two separate issues. If we start having a conversation and say people that are underweight need to get to their ideal weight.
Now, we talking about body shaming.
No.
Yes, we are.
No, we not. He used the example of what I put on the post.
Body shaming.
Wait. Fat shaming. We didn't say fat indicates overweight specifically. So the point that I'm trying to make is,
okay, so we're not doing body shaming. Okay.
And we talk about somebody and we say, yo, you need to gain weight. You need to gain weight. That has nothing to do with the person that needs to lose weight. And the overwhelming majority of our community, like I think it was like 4 out of 5 or 5 out of every 6 adult African Americans are overweight, like disproportionately overweight.
But that's not unique to just black folks either, though.
I agree, but everybody on this panel was black. So I'm speaking to specifically the dynamic in which I'm having a conversation with. All the other, I'm not talking to Asian people right now. So as it relates to the black community, the overwhelming majority of us are overweight. It's literally, that's an epidemic in itself from my perspective. And that needs to be something that we put on our radar to address, because it's not cool being unhealthy. It's not cool having to have people, have assistance for us every time we go somewhere, or somebody got to make a special accommodation. Or I just came back on it from a specific trip, and I was watching some people that was in line with me, and a homegirl couldn't get on the zip line because she was overweight, right? And then everybody was like, okay, well, we all just not gonna go because this is gonna be like a 1 or 2 hour thing. Like that's not cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we really start being honest and start addressing how we need to move differently in order to live or be the best version of ourselves? That's all I'm saying.
Well, I think people do that. I mean, I want to say people do train.
Right.
Folks do bike. Folks do run. So the thing is, I think that long as, like, of course, being healthy, yes, I get that. And the pre-existing issues we've seen with COVID, that is a contributor, but it's not the overall factor. There are also other aspects if you also have other health issues. You know, if you have asthmatic, you know, if you have issues with eating the wrong foods, salty foods, gout, all the high blood pressure from stress, all those different things. If we're going to go the route of the COVID thing, healthy, again, weight is a variable in this, but it's not automatically 1-to-1. I think we look at like, okay, healthy, well, certain weight means health. The thing is, there are other variables that go into health. So for me, and I know you had a slight variation of that, Anton, weight is this and health is that. Health and weight, they're byproducts of each other, but it's not a direct outcome. It's not a direct 1-to-1 correlation between both weight and health. So if we're talking about weight, then, or let's say fat shaming, since we're not talking about body shaming, since we won't look at it both ways, and we're talking about just being fat, the thing is, I would like to say, once again, who gives the standard of being overweight? What is the ideal weight then?
Right.
Based on age and height.
It's that
I can look it up for you.
It's real.
Well, I know we can all look it up. But the thing is that accurate right now?
The information is out there.
Huh?
The information is out there. That's all I'm saying. Is
according to whose standards?
Right. According to whose standards.
And how long those standards been in place? Those are the same standards from what, like 1950?
No, I mean we literally have statistics that say people that eat this specific thing and people that live this specific lifestyle, let's just say vegans or whatever like that, we have statistics and studies that specifically identify why people live to be the age that they are, or what age that people get the heart disease as it relates to eating this particular way or carrying this much weight, this much time. Like, insight and information is available. So it's not based off of somebody's opinion. It's based off of real life statistics from people that came before us that lived a certain type of way now we have better information to be able to do things differently. And if we're not taking that information and utilizing it and being lazy about the idea that we do have that information and not consuming it and putting it to use in the right way, that's an issue.
Yeah, but
that's
the BMI is not new.
Listen,
that's been around before we was
overweight
born.
based on BMI though. It's
like, so the thing is, my angle is that is that applicable right now based on our current makeup, and whether you black folks or American society, is that even accurate?
Yeah, I think it is accurate.
Well, I don't think it's accurate.
Lifestyle change is so hard, and I think that's what we're missing. Anton, it's like, it's not as easy to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna change my lifestyle. And I feel like I've started transitioning into eating healthier. You know, I started maybe at 27, but my family, like, they weren't used to eating like that. So when I would come to family events and I'm like, okay, I don't want to eat this, I don't want to eat that, what do y'all got? They were like, what's wrong with you? You know, you acting funny. So like, educating people and really informing people. And then now some people are like calling me like, hey, you know, how did you make this dish? And I want to try some, you know, this type of stuff. And I feel like it's because I just kind of stayed consistent with how I ate. But also based on BMI, like, information, I'm obese. Like, I'm considered
So
obese.
can I ask you a question,
You know
Tawana?
So like, you can't, I'm not overweight, like, not according to me anyway. I guess I'm looking at my own image, you know, a certain way.
So can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do you feel as though would you like to be at a lighter weight? That's a better way to frame it.
You know what I like? I like when I like being at this weight. I just like when my tummy's like a little slimmer, you know. But I also, you know. Hey,
so in a nutshell, yes, you feel like it's some work you can be doing, right? Yeah. Okay, so with that being said, what's stopping you? And I'm not speaking specifically to your situation.
I've been most successful when I am able to prep my meals beforehand, create my meals like in advance, and like when I'm
you know this information then, right?
I know how to do it. Like, I've done it several times. You know, I've lost 20 pounds, gained 10 pounds back, lost 15. Like, I've been on this journey for years. So
if your homegirl came to you, your best friend, one of your sister, let's just say your sister, right? Your sister came to you and say, T, girl, you need to lose. And I'm not saying that you should. I'm not saying it. I'm just creating a hypothetical situation. Your sister come here and say, T, you need to lose some weight, girl, so we can go hit this trip. You know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Is it true, according to her, that you need to lose weight, or is she shaming you?
No, I wouldn't call that body shaming. I wouldn't call that body shaming. I think there's clear instances of body shaming, and I told you what I've seen that really qualifies as body shaming. But a family member, like my mom was like the other day, she was like, okay, Tawana, you know, you getting a little heavy back there. And like, I know my mom, she knows like that I'm getting heavier. So she's like letting me know. And I didn't see that as body shaming. Some people may feel like that's body shaming. And that's not an instance of body shaming to me. I think if we try to define it that loosely, then we're never going to get help. Like, if I'm just around
anytime anybody posts anything online as it relates to weight, if it isn't celebrating, if it's saying anything, and again, my post didn't even say anything about fat, didn't say any of that. Right. It just said, you know, being overweight is not cool, so on and so forth. We need to get it together we need to get it together as a community. And people took it like I had smoke for them. That's crazy to me.
No, I agree with you.
I feel like everybody's whatever weight or ideal health, that's contextualized to the individual. None of us have the exact same body makeup. So I think it's actually unfair to say like, oh, okay, what such and such defined as being healthy, that's going to be different for me. And
but that wasn't the narrative.
I think that's why you have trainers that create different regimens for each individual person.
But the narrative was just because I'm above 100 pounds of where I'm supposed to be, don't mean that my DMs ain't popping. That was the narrative. And it was like, yo, fam, we not talking about your DMs. We just talking about we need to be in an ideal circumstance to live the best life possible. Right. I want to be able to chase my kid.
I give you that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about
unhealthy behavior. I get that. No,
I'm not checking. I'm not.
So
checking
is it safe to say that people taking it personal?
No, that's not. No, that ain't safe to say that. That's not what.
I mean, people in their feelings. But why?
I mean, a lot of this goes back to approach. And the thing is, approach and how you have the conversation. Because the thing is, all right, do you not have the conversation? And do you know this person? Do you not know this person? It's a lot of variables. If it's somebody I know, somebody I love and trust, and I think it's an issue with their health, then you know what? I want you to have a conversation with me. I think the part that becomes the challenge is that what's the most appropriate way to do this without saying like, oh yeah, hey, you fat as hell, or you a fat ass, or you know what, you ugly. And the thing is, it goes back to how weight we now associate, going back to the beauty conversation, that because you're a certain weight, then you don't look good, or you're lazy, or you just need to dedicate yourself. So now I'm not a person that's dedicated to focusing on a particular task. Is like it goes down this laundry list of now these negative associations because of weight. You know,
I know people who are considered overweight who eat healthy, and they've been on this journey for years. Like they're trying to lose weight and they've lost small, weight over time. And people like, are they not supposed to feel beautiful? Like, because they're not a certain weight. I disagree with that, because right now at the weight I'm at, I'm very healthy. Like I get tests, I make sure that I'm healthy. My heart, I take that very seriously. So right now I'm healthy at the weight that I'm at, based on the test that I've had. So who's to tell me that I need to lose more weight because of some BMI or some other matrix that has been created? I just don't agree with that. That's all.
All right, then time for thoughts.
It's very simple for me. I always come back to, is it true or not? If somebody tells me something and they say, Anton, this, that, and so, I always try to look at it objectively, even if it's personally to me, and say, well, are they telling the truth or not? Because I value people that add value to my life. I don't focus on people that enable me to just be more of what I am just because they can be around me. I value people that empower me to be the best version of myself. So if I'm able to objectively look at things and say, is it true or not? That's what pushes me to be in a gym every single day today. I'm in the gym ever since July 15th. I have not missed one day in the gym. I'm completely changing my eating habits. I'm evolving. I'm becoming a better version of myself because this is what's best for me. And this is what the people around me want to see me as, a winner, and that we can all be great together. Don't nobody want to be bold and the bold one in the group.
Hey, B-Nex, final thoughts.
Hey man, health is wealth. I mean, the thing is, I think we all define as to how do we want to be healthy and how we go about doing it. I think we all have our own journey. So the thing is, that's something we just want to make sure that we keep at the forefront. I think Anton brought up a good point earlier. I think COVID really kind of brought up, for many people to have underlying issues. But I mean, the thing is, I think to each his own. It's not just about confidence. It's not just about going to the doctor. It's really about really fully understanding your body, what particular look you want. How does it equate this level of confidence that you have in yourself? And as long as you're confident and you're doing what you need to do, putting the right things in your body, getting the proper amount of sleep, reducing the amount of stress, to me, that's health. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it may be different from others, but I mean, I think it's really about what you put into your body and how you treat it.